Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, petitions approved. Albertans cleared to collect signatures to recall 6 more UCP MLAs. Hybrid health care. The province introduces a bill allowing some doctors to provide public and private care. And door-to-door decorations, a Christmas display so large it's branching into the neighbors.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
6 new recall petitions have been issued for UCP MLAs, pushing the total to 9. One of the latest is Morinville St. Albert MLA Dale Nally. He's the Minister of Service Alberta and Red Tape Reduction and claims a left-wing activist group is behind the attempt to recall him. CTV's Naraman Issa joins us in studio with the latest. So, Naraman, you spoke with the person behind Dale Nally's recall petition. What did he have to say?
Well, Matt, a St. Albert man put forth that recall legislation for Dale Nally. Now, he says he's just a regular citizen with no hidden agenda. And he's also taken aback by the minister's response to Elections Alberta about it. Now, Nally is one of 9 UCP MLAs who are the target of the province's recall legislation. Now, the person behind the petition is St. Albert resident Josh Eberhardt. He says the government's use of the notwithstanding clause on teachers and the funding of healthcare pushed him to do this. He takes offense to the fact the minister and other MLAs say the recall movement is the work of an activist group. Now, that includes this letter from Nally sent to Elections Alberta questioning Eberhardt's voting record. Now, in it, he writes, according to Elections Alberta data, Joshua Eberhardt does not vote in provincial elections. The question then becomes, how does someone who does not even vote get talked into leading a recall? Adding, this approach contradicts the spirit of recall legislation, and therefore this application is without merit.
This is clearly a case of a left-wing activist group, Alberta Resistance, that is using recall, that is weaponizing it to force a general election.
Okay, we're going to take one more.
Why are you attacking the man's voting record? Also, he tells me it's not true that he does actually vote in provincial elections.
Okay, I'm not going to comment on any specifics.
Josh Eberhardt says he's not big into politics and he doesn't vote in every election. Now, he's pushing back on the organized activist comments.
When I first filed, I think Dale had a response that this was a well-funded, well-organized organization, and my wife kind of cracked a joke. She's like, "You're not well-organized or well-funded." So, no, it's just me.
Elections Alberta confirmed 6 new petitions today. That includes for Cabinet Ministers Rajan Sawhney, Miles McDougall, Dale Nally, and RJ Sigurdsson, and the other 2 are Rick McIver and Mohammed Yassin. Demetrios Nicolaides, Nolan Dick, and Angela Pitt round out the 9. Now, under the Act, the applicant has 90 days to collect enough names from people in the constituency. The number must equal 60% of votes cast in the 2023 election. So, in Eberhardt's case, he needs to collect 15,700 signatures for this to go to the next level. Matt.
All right, Naraman Issa live in studio tonight. Thank you. Alberta is moving forward with its plan to shift towards a dual health care model, allowing some doctors to work publicly and privately. CTV's Evan Kenny has the details.
Bill 11 simply provides patients and healthcare professionals flexibility.
After revealing its plans last week to revamp Alberta's healthcare system, the province is now detailing how it will start rolling out a dual practice model. If Bill 11 passes, it would allow some doctors to provide both public and private care.
Alberta patients will continue to receive care through a strong public health system, but will also have the option to purchase services they are currently waiting for.
For now, those services would include knee, hip, and cataract surgeries. Surgeons may also be required to perform a number of publicly funded surgeries or a ratio of them in order to also offer private ones.
We have different supply and demand profiles for different specialties and surgeons, and those will change over time depending on our ability to train, attract, and retain healthcare professionals.
The province says family doctors will not be allowed to join the dual program. It also says cancer care and emergency rooms will continue to stay covered by the public plan with no private options. The province says the dual system will cut down on wait times for surgeries and give people more options.
What's changing here is the flexibility to toggle between public and private on a case-by-case and patient-by-patient basis.
The opposition says it won't help the average Albertan.
People who can afford to pay will certainly see their wait times go down, but the rest of us will see our wait times go up unless there's way more doctors, way more anesthetists, way more nurses, way more people doing the surgeries, and there is no plan for any of that.
The province says it wants to walk before it runs and would have the tools to change the legislation if needed. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thousands of nursing care workers will vote this week on the deal reached between AUPE and Alberta Health Services.
Our unity and our determination brought AHS right to the edge, and they chose not to jump.
Edmonton workers showed up at the picket line Saturday morning and were told an agreement had been reached. AUPE represents about 16,000 workers, including licensed practical nurses, healthcare aides, and operating room technicians. The agreement includes a base wage increase of 12% over 4 years, plus more in market adjustments. Licensed practical nurses will see their wages increase by about 24%. Healthcare aides will get a wage hike of roughly 17%. Union leaders say staff shortages still need to be addressed.
This short staffing is not going to go away. We still have a 12% vacancy rate, and those are the things that we continue to push for.
Alberta's finance minister says the settlement reflects strong wage offers, and the union will present all the details to its members tomorrow during a couple of town halls. A ratification vote will follow shortly after. A new standalone Stollery Children's Hospital is closer to becoming reality. This land on the University of Alberta South Campus has been selected for the new hospital. Now, planning and design work will begin using $11 million set aside in the recent provincial budget. The province says the cost to build the Children's Hospital won't become clear until that planning is finished.
The Minister of Infrastructure and I are working with our departments to see if we can expedite the construction of this particular hospital. I am concerned, for example, about NICU capacity across the province. I think we've already seen this year with the up to 2-day delay in children receiving some chemo services due to space constraints here with sites competing for space, a site within a site competing for space. We do want to expedite this project.
The Hospital Foundation has also launched a $1 billion fundraising campaign to help build the new facility. A 65-year-old cyclist is dead following a collision in southeast Edmonton. It happened yesterday around 2 p.m. Police say the cyclist was crossing 34th Street at 28A Avenue where he was hit by an SUV. He was taken to hospital where he later died. This is the 31st traffic-related death in Edmonton this year. Police say the death of a man at a northwest Edmonton home this weekend appears to be suspicious. Officers were called to 157th Avenue and 130A Street yesterday afternoon to do a welfare check. They found the man's body inside. An autopsy is scheduled for Thursday. Flights at Calgary International were briefly suspended this morning because of the weather. Southern Alberta is getting hit with a big snowfall, making visibility a real challenge at Calgary's airport. Runway conditions were also an issue. Dozens of flights had to be delayed or canceled. Snow also made driving difficult, with dozens of crashes reported. Still no sign of snow around here, Josh. We had that one weekend and then it all melted away.
Yeah, and no significant snow in the forecast for the Edmonton area either. We'll show you the radar map. Still snowing in southeastern Alberta. Yeah, it has started to clear out of the Calgary region, though. We're at -1 in Edmonton right now. Still 0 in Stony Plain. Looks like 0 is going to end up as our daytime high here in the city. So pretty close to average today after one last really warm weekend. 8 and 5 for daytime highs Saturday and Sunday here in the city. We're not going to be above 0 by 5 degrees. We're not even going to be above 0 at all, it looks like, in the coming days, as daytime highs starting tomorrow settle in below the freezing mark for the remainder of the month. There's the snow still coming down in southeastern Alberta. Calgary, you can see the snow has come to an end, but about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in that Calgary region earlier in the day today. And for a while, parts of the Trans-Canada Highway had to be closed down because of some collisions on that highway. Here in Edmonton, a little different story. As Matt said, there is no snow on the ground. Trees are all lit up, though. That looks pretty nice outside right now as you look through the lens of the drone. Clear skies there off in the background, and we'll keep the clear skies, it looks like, through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. Maybe just a little bit of patchy cloud cover sliding in for a while here off from the west-northwest, but more clear than cloudy overnight. And that'll be the case for most of the day tomorrow as well. -10 tomorrow morning, -2 for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. So not super cold tomorrow. By the end of the week, though, we're in the -10 range for daytime highs. Closer look at that and the rest of your 5- and 10-day forecast in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, the city's plan to turn surplus school sites into low-income housing.
While this won't solve every problem, it's going to make a huge dent in affordable housing needs across Edmonton.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Tuesday in your morning, getting men and boys involved in the conversation about domestic violence. And artist Lance Cardinal's here to talk about miniature art growing in popularity.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The city is planning 10 new housing projects, with most of the new units aimed at low-income Edmontonians. The city donated the land for housing, which has been designed to address a number of different needs. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Part of this field in the northwest Dunluce neighborhood has been set aside for decades, earmarked for a school that was never built and, according to school authorities, is no longer needed. Now the site has new purpose.
While this won't solve every problem, it's going to make a huge dent in affordable housing needs across Edmonton.
The field in Dunluce will soon feature 96 townhomes, half of them rented at below market rates. It's one of 10 surplus school sites the city has sold to various affordable housing providers for $1 each. 1,300 units are on the way. About 70% are designated as low income, with a range of subsidies. Some of these housing projects were designed with specific needs or communities in mind. The 5-story apartment complex being built here in Carnarvon is Indigenous-led and will incorporate cultural practices.
To have the ability to smudge and to be able to be who we are, I think is important.
One project has multi-generational families in mind. Another will be run by Win House, focused on help for women fleeing domestic violence. While money from the Federal Housing Accelerator Fund is getting these projects off the ground, Alberta is funding housing too.
We're over 90,000 affordable housing units here in the province already. We're working on another 82,000 affordable households at the moment.
The mayor says these projects have helped the city surpass its affordable housing goals for the time being, but there's always more to do.
Edmonton has been fortunate to be considered the most affordable major city in Canada when it comes to housing. We didn't get there by accident. We got there by deliberate decisions over the last decade. We're going to continue to do that work.
Construction in Carnarvon and other areas will start next year, with people moving in by 2028. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The 50th Street Bridge over the White Mud is reopened ahead of schedule. Construction on the bridge started in April and was expected to be complete next year. The project includes structural repairs as well as improvements to the bridge deck, barriers, and drainage. Construction affected traffic flow on the bridge and White Mud Drive. All lanes are now open. Downtown Edmonton took a colorful turn during the 3rd annual Winterval Festival. 104th Street was filled with festive lights, music, winter patios, and apparently horse-drawn carriages on Saturday. You could also get a photo with Santa, his sleigh, and reindeer. The Edmonton Downtown Business Association also set up street hockey as another activity for kids. The association says this is a big winter event that helps revitalize the core. Still to come tonight on CTV News, welcome to the jungle, Edmonton. Guns N' Roses selects our city as one of its few Canadian stops.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Commonwealth Stadium is one of 3 Canadian stops for Guns N' Roses next year. They will be here on August 26th as part of their Stadium World Tour. Tickets go on sale next Friday at 10 a.m. 90s rock band Goo Goo Dolls are coming to Rogers Place on March 25th. Tickets for this one go on sale Friday at 10 a.m.
Concerts all the time.
Josh, no snow all the time around here just yet. Temperatures dipping this week, but still no sign of snow in the short-range forecast.
No, Friday, chance of flurries. Doesn't really look like that's going to be much, if anything at all. Maybe early next week we get some snow.
I hope not.
You hope?
Sorry, Ski Hills. I know you're hoping for the opposite.
Hey, listen, there's good news up at Marvin Basin, though. Speaking of Ski Hills, they did get more than 30 centimeters of snow over the course of the weekend, and so they've now pegged Wednesday as opening day after having to postpone that a couple weeks ago. River Valley Sky Camps brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, it's free. We're at -3 in Edmonton right now. Sky's fairly clear. There's a little bit of cloud cover out there, but fairly clear. It's -4 in Grand Prairie, -5 in Fort McMurray, and -4 in Red Deer. Again, we got to 0 for a daytime high today. That's the last time we'll touch 0, it looks like. Maybe until sometime in the first week of December. Here's your big low pressure system now dragging some heavy snow across southern portions of Saskatchewan. Still some snow coming down in the southwest or southeast corner of the province. It has cleared out though through the Calgary and southwestern regions. Still a lot of snow on the ground though, 10 to 15 centimeters for many areas. In the Edmonton area, a little bit of thin cloud cover possibly through the early to mid-evening hours, but for the most part, clear skies, and that'll be the case pretty much all day tomorrow. Late in the day, could see a bit of cloud cover start to spill in. This is the big story. Not bad today, around 0. Tomorrow, a couple of degrees cooler. Then this cold air really starts to build up across the north, and you can see how the darker blues drop in. That colder air continuing to press to the south further and further as we head through the rest of this week. So you get a -10 for a morning low tomorrow. Daytime highs will be in the -10 range towards the end of this week. -14s, -15s, Grand Prairie, Slave Lake, Peace River, about -12 in Lloydminster tomorrow morning. Should be in the -3 to -7 range for east central and northeastern Alberta. About -5, -7, mostly cloudy skies in through the Peace Country. Red Deer, a handful of degrees below 0 for a daytime high, and we'll get to about -2 here in the city. Lots of sunshine, light wind, so that's not super cold. -10 is actually pretty close to average for the morning low, and -2, it's only a degree off the average high for this time of year. -6 Wednesday, -8 Thursday as the cool down continues, and there's the end of the week. Highs near -10 for Friday, Saturday. Again, that chance of flurries really doesn't look like it's going to amount to much if we get anything at all. I think maybe late Sunday into Monday, potentially, we get a little bit of accumulating snow. But look at your temperatures. December 1st, we bounce back up to -2. On the 4th, we're back up to about -4. So, yes, cooler air is certainly coming. It will stick around, it looks like, into early December. But there will be a couple of days every now and then early to middle part of next week where temperatures get back a little closer to average.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Oilers are back in Edmonton and are preparing for their first home game in more than 2 weeks.
It's been a long stretch, tough stretch. We've played a lot of hockey in a short period of time across a number of different cities. So tough stretch, nice to be home, obviously.
The Oilers played 7 road games and picked up their first regulation win in nearly a month, beating the Florida Panthers 6-3 Saturday night. The Oilers now play 6 of their next 7 games at home. Captain Connor McDavid says he wants to take full advantage of practices on home ice since the team only held shorter morning skates during their road trip. Forward Ryan Nugent-Hopkins joined his teammates at practice today and is waiting to hear whether he will play against Dallas tomorrow or potentially Seattle on Saturday.
I'm competitive. I want to get back out there. There's no question about that. It's obviously about making sure that I'm good to go for the long haul, too.
The Oilers host the Dallas Stars tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. When we return, spreading Christmas cheer, a holiday display so large, it's stretching into the neighbor's yard.
Anybody I run into that lives anywhere from Leon's to Clearview, North End, they know of the house.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, what we know about reports of a pipeline deal expected between the federal government and the province of Alberta sometime this week. Also, what some local parents are saying now that a site has been chosen for a standalone Stollery Children's Hospital, and how economic uncertainty is driving some people to take advantage of early Black Friday deals. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Christmas is only 1 month away, and many people are getting into the holiday spirit. One man in Edmonton has been planning for this since September. CTV's Connor Hogg shows us what he's been working on.
Anybody I run into that lives anywhere from Leon's to Clearview, North End, they know of the house.
With Christmas around the corner, the lights are back on at Maisie's Magical Christmas House. A North Edmonton mainstay for more than 20 years, it's a lot of work to create this much Christmas. And like always, the man responsible for all this merriment is Jerry Dolenchuk.
I like creating things and getting people's response on it.
Dolenchuk is a self-described perfectionist with an eye for holiday detail. In order to organize this much decor, he starts setting up in September, beginning with Halloween, before transitioning to Christmas.
You could just see the smiles on their face. They get in a good mood. And, you know, like I do a lot of reading the comments, and you know, one of the big comments are people are depressed. They come here, depression is gone, they're happy, they're in a good mood.
Walking through this winter wonderland during the day, it's possible to see the months of work that go into building Maisie's Christmas house. The nearly acre-sized display now having spread to the neighbors as well.
The very first day I moved in, Jerry came over to visit and welcomed me to the neighborhood. And one of his first questions, he goes, "How do you feel about Christmas?"
Luckily, Clinton Beck is a Christmas person too, and started his own display after he moved in next door 15 years ago. After a while, Beck asked Dolenchuk if he had any ideas for the yard next door.
No, I got enough to do. And then one day I just caved.
I just said, "Jerry, do whatever you need to do, you go nuts."
With Maisie's this big, the display raises money for animals in need through SCARS. Maisie's namesake would approve. The display started small, with one set of lights lit up to give Dolenchuk's mother, Maisie, some Christmas cheer.
She knows what I'm like. She probably would expect me to get here.
Maisie's Magical Christmas House, currently 2 houses big, with the potential to get a little bigger.
I'm actually a little bit into the next neighbors now, too.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.